Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to make a bag, and it's a pretty simple bag. So the way you start is you want to chain stitch about half of the length of the bag that you want. So it doesn't need to be a count specifically, but you want to have it approximately half the length. Because what we're going to do is we're going to make the bottom bigger so that it's not just a row. So once you get your chain done, make sure you chain one extra because we have to skip the first one. And then we're going to do a half double crochet in the first spine of the chain stitch. And if you look at the chain stitch, you have, this is the one side and this is the other side. I call this the spine. If you go under the middle, I call it the spine, and then do your half double crochet, what you get on the other side is a nice neat chain stitch. I didn't used to do it like that. Somebody showed me, and it's a lot easier to do a chain stitch. It's a lot neater, and I don't know how much you crochet, but sometimes when you do the chain stitch, it gets all curly because you're jamming it in there or you're using the side of the stitch. It's just an easier way to do it. For me, you don't have to do it that way, but I just find it a lot easier. And then you can see both sides look the same. Now this is the front side and this is the back side. So we're going to be crocheting in rounds. So you're going to be using that back side to crochet. So making it easier on yourself is a good idea sometimes. So we're just going to finish off our row here with half double crochets. And then when we get to the end of the row, we're going to put 4 half double crochets in the very last chain space. So one more. And then you're just going to go in the last chain space here and do 4 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now what I always do is I take my tail and I just crochet over it. It makes it a lot easier. Don't skip that first stitch. You'll have a little hole in the bottom of your bag. So you want to crochet or half double crochet in all the stitches along the bottom of the bag. Along the chain stitch on the bottom. I'm just working over your tail so you don't have to sew it in. Also, you can use it for a stitch marker because it's going to be, if you leave a little bit of it out on the end, it'll be on the opposite side that you started. So you know where your rows are, or your rounds. I should have used a bigger. Sometimes when I do a chain stitch, I use a one bigger size hook just to make it easier on myself because I'm a tight crocheter. It just depends on your crocheting, if you're tight or loose, or it's just a little secret I learned making a lot of afghans, because the first row is sometimes harder to do when you crochet tight because you have to get the hook into the chain. Okay, so now we're going to come up to this other. I'm making a small bag, so just for the video purposes. Otherwise, we'd be here all day while you watch me make a bag. Normally, I make my bags about the size of a medium purse. I use them for everything, like going to the market or the grocery store, whatever you call it. Or, you know, just running to the convenience store. It helps to save on plastic bags. I live in Florida, so we don't like to have lots of plastic bags around here. Get to the animals. So now I'm just going to put my tail out the back so I know which side I'm on. I don't want to sew it all the way in at this point. I can just cut it off later. Okay, now when we come up to the end here, we're going to put 4 half double crochets into this first, or the last stitch. 2, 3, 4. And just, you don't have to do anything, you just move right on to the next stitch. It's going to make it look nice and round, even. You still kind of have to count, because when you go up the side, you don't want to be having one side have too many rows. You can see the middle right here. You can see where the stitches are different. So you want to make sure when you get to the size of the bottom of your bag, which you can pick. I'm not, you just want to make sure you have enough rows on both sides to make it even. The bottom of your bag might be kind of funny otherwise. This is a good project to do with scrap yarn. If you have a bunch of scrap yarn, you can double or triple the yarn that you're working with also to make it more sturdy, if that's what you want. Okay, now we get to these 4 stitches on the end. And what you're going to do is you're going to half double crochet in the first one. And then in the second 2, you're going to put 2 half double crochets. And then you're going to half double crochet into the last one. So you have the 4 double crochets, and then you have, now you change it into 6 double crochets right here. And then you're going to go along the other side, and you're going to do that again, and I'll let you do that, and then I'll meet you back at the end on this side. I'm using a variegated yarn, if you didn't realize that. Now we're coming up to the other side, and these are the stitches where you put the 2 and the 2. This time we're going to put 2 stitches in 4 stitches. So you got 2 half double crochets in the first one, 2 half double crochets in the second one, 2 half double crochets in the third one, and 2 half double crochets in the fourth one. Now we're going to go around to this side, and we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to put 4 stitches in 4 stitches, or 2 stitches in 4 of the end ones. And I'll meet you back again when we get back to this side. Okay? Okay. Now we came up, we did this side, and now we're doing this side. We want to try to keep this flat. So what we're doing is now we're coming up to this corner where all these extra stitches are. So what we're going to do is right before the first set of 2 stitches, we're going to put 2 double crochets in here. And then we're going to skip 1 stitch. And we're going to put 2 double crochets in the next one. And, oops. And then skip a stitch, or I mean not skip a stitch, but 1 double crochet in the next one. Oh, I'm getting confused. Half double crochet. I'm sorry, we're working in half double crochets. So then we're going to put 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, and then 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, one half double crochet in the next stitch, and then on this very last one right after these 2 down here, we're going to put 2 half double crochets. So I'll go over it again because I kind of fumbled my words there a little bit. So when you come up to the corner, you're going to put 2 half double crochets in the stitch before the 2 double crochets in the first stitch here. So you're going to put 2 double crochets, then you're going to put 1 double crochet, then 2 double crochets, then 1 half double crochet, then 2 half double crochets, then 1 half double crochet, then 2, then 1, then 2. And then we're going to go all the way around to the next corner, and this is the same side over here, so you're just going to copy this onto this side over here. So see how it kind of flattened out a little bit? Because you're doing the ones on the edge now too, not just in the corner. So do this side, and then I'll meet you back again when we get to this side, and we'll do that. Okay, we're back on our side now, and this time we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put 2 half double crochets right before where we're turning the corner, and then this time we're going to do 2 half double crochets, and then 2 stitches of half double crochets, and then you're going to do 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. So it's basically the same thing, except for now you're doing a half double crochet in 2 stitches before you do the half double crochet 2 in 1 stitch, and then half double crochet, half double crochet. If you do want a tighter bag too, you could actually use a single crochet if you wanted your bottom to be tighter, or if you like the look of it better. It still works out the same. Stitch wise, you just have to, it's just a smaller stitch, a different look. I like the half double crochet for videos because it's a little easier to see, except for I can't seem to say half double crochet. So 2, and then sorry, I lost count. All right, now 1, 2, and then we'll be right around here to the one right after the 2 half double crochets, and you're gonna do your last 2 half double crochets. Now you can keep going like this, and what you do is you would do the same half double crochet, and then you do 3 in between, and then 2 half double crochets, and then 3 stitches, and then 2 half double crochets, and so on and so forth until you get as big as you want the bottom to be. I'm gonna stop here at the end of this row, so I'll meet you back on this side, and I'll show you how we're gonna continue with the bag. I'm just doing this for video purposes. So like I said, this one, the first row was 1 between the 2 half double crochets, the next row is 2, and so on and so forth, all the way up to as big as you want this to be flat. I mean, you could just keep going and it would be wider and longer and everything. So, but for this, I'm just going to meet you back over here, and we're going to start going up the bag, okay? Okay. We're back around to this side, and now this is the inside of your bag, just so you know. This is actually, this is the outside of your bag. So when you're working, this is the inside, but you're working around the outside. I don't even know how to explain that. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to continue around, And we're not putting any extra stitches in now because we've got our bottom size. It doesn't matter how big your bottom size is, this row and these consecutive rows are going to all be the same. So you're just going to go around the entire bag, or bottom, whatever, and you're starting to make the bag part. And you're just going to keep working in rounds. You know where you didn't start. If you look at the inside, you started on this side. So to make sure, and you'll be able to tell as it gets taller that you have the same amount of sides, or of, you know, your sides are the same size, but you can count the rows too. So we're just going around, and it looks like your bag, see, you can see this side already is starting to go up like the side of the bag. And we're just gonna, that's all you're gonna do, is just half double crochet around the entire bottom until you get the bag to the size that you want it to be. And there's no set size, there's no, you know, you can make your own decision on how tall you want your bag, how small, how big, whatever. This is basically just telling you how to make a bag. I do have patterns for bags, but this is just a basic grocery bag. I like to make this one with all my scrap yarn. It's a good way to get rid of yarn, and it's a great gift to people. I do give away most of my crocheting. I do it for fun, not for profit, not for any other reason. I give a lot of my stuff to charity. I give a lot to friends. I give stuff to friends to give to people. So while I don't ask for any donations, my videos are always free, but I will put a link in the description of my PayPal and my Cash App and my Venmo. If you find it in your heart to donate to me, that would be awesome. I use it for more yarn so I can keep making stuff, so I can keep making videos. This is just a good educational video. I have taught a lot of people to crochet in my life, and I find making videos is easier. I can send them a video, or I can actually go back and look at what I've made. Sometimes you forget certain granny squares or certain patterns because you have a lot in your mind, and even certain stitches. So I can go back and watch my own videos, which is a big help to me. This yarn is kind of weird. So you're just going to continue around, and you're going to go around as many times as you want until the bag is your size. Once the bag starts getting up, I'll come back, and then we'll move on from there, okay? Because we still got a lot to do. Okay, I'm just going to show you something here. Now your bag is starting to form, and you see how this end is getting, if you fold your bag up a little bit, you see how this end is down here, and it's getting like a little bit weird. What you're going to have to do is when you get to, let me take this out a little bit. When you get to the middle of your bag, because we added all those stitches on and we made the bottom bigger, eventually you're going to have to remove a stitch in the middle to make your bag square. And the way you do that is you do like a regular half double crochet, but then you put it in the next stitch too, so now you have 5 loops on your hook. So basically you're just going to take 1 stitch out on each side once you see your bag starting to curve up. And this is to make it, now if you look at it, you can see it's starting to go up a little bit more. You know, see, like right here, it's starting to go up a little bit more on the side than on this side over here. So You might have to do that a couple times in the middle there to get it to come up to even. But you want to make sure that you do that you remove that. You just want to do it in the middle somewhere. It's not specific. I know it's hard to do that. I don't have a written pattern for this because it's just a bag that I make all the time. And I've just kind of changed it, I guess, maybe over the years. I like to share stuff that I make, though. So if you have a comment or a suggestion or a question, just shoot me a comment. I'll reply. I try to reply to any comments I get on anything. But just make sure that you're taking out the same amount of stitches. So if you do it on one side, you do it on the other side. And like I said, it's just one stitch. You don't even have to do that many of them. Maybe like 2 or 3 rows, depending on how big your bag is. And I try to do it right in the middle. So I just fold my bag like this, and then I'll try to do it right here with these 2 stitches. And it's also easier too if you make sure that you put your bag so that you're crocheting around the outside of it. Don't crochet it like this on the inside. It's easier to see what you're doing if you crochet it once it's turned on its right side. So I'll show you one more time what I'm gonna do with the removing of the stitch. And unfortunately, it's just something you're gonna have to gauge for yourself. If you don't like how it looks, you're gonna have to take out another stitch or whatever looks good to you. It's all kind of eye coordination stuff. So now folding my bag in half, it was these 2 stitches right here. I think, yep, those 2 stitches. So I wrap my yarn around, put it through the first stitch, wrap my yarn around, put it through the second stitch, wrap my yarn around. I have 5 loops, and then I just go through all 5, and that's a half double crochet reduce. And then you just keep going around. And you know, you're going to be able to see the difference. Like, you can see already how it's starting to come up. I might have to do 1 more row on this bag because of the size of it. You might have to do 5 if you're doing a bigger bag. But you will see this will come up on the side here, and then it will be even. So I will come back and check it on you in a little bit. Okay, I'm back, and what I've done is I folded my bag in half. And I've figured out where I wanted my handles. I've checked to make sure the rows on each side were the same. It's going straight up on either side. I've reduced enough of the lower stitches. And now I'm going to make the handle. So you really want to make the handle like about that big, depending on what size the bag is, I guess. So, but about that big from the bag. So if your bag is 10 times bigger, you still want to have the handle, you know, bigger. It's 14 stitches that I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crochet 14 chain stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to count to over 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I'm going to half double crochet in the 15th stitch. And then I'm going to continue to half double crochet around again, because this is just 1 row. If I can get my yarn to work. And then when I get around to the other side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go make sure that it's even on here. And when I get to here, I'm going to do chain 14. And then I'm going to continue around to the handle here. So do that, and then I'll meet you around the other side. So we got both of our sides done with our 14 on our handle, and now what we're gonna do is we're just going to we're just gonna half double crochet in the side loop of the handle, or of the chain stitch. So you're going to do 14 half double crochets. Six, 7. It's a little difficult for me to do because I don't usually crochet like this. I'm trying to show you and actually crochet. I learned how to crochet when I was little, so I hold my crocheting kind of funny and kind of close to my face, so making videos is pretty difficult for me. 12, 13. Make sure you get that last stitch, because otherwise you're gonna have a space right there for your handle that's not gonna match. 14. And then you're just gonna double crochet in the next stitch. And then you're going to keep going around, and you're going to double crochet again in this side of the handle. And then you're going to do it 2 more times, and then we'll be at the end, and then I'll be right back. So we did the first row, the second row, the third row, and now we're going to, because you have an extra row kind of, in a way. So what we're going to do is we're going to crochet over to the corner. And if you see your bag right here, you can see what stitch it is. And then right before the corner, there's 3 stitches on the corner, basically. So the first stitch, you're going to do a single crochet. And then you're going to do a slip stitch. And that's going to make your bag look more even. But because I changed colors on my bag, I'm going to slip stitch all around to put a little border on it. You don't have to do this. If you want to do it in another color, you can do like a single crochet or a slip stitch or whatever. You just want your top of your bag to be even looking all the way around. So I'm going to do that, I think, or maybe I'll just do a single crochet. I think I'm going to do a single crochet. See? You can change your mind anytime. So I'm just going to do a single crochet around the top of the bag and make it look kind of more finished off. You can use another color, whatever you want to do. You know, it's your bag. So that's pretty much it. And then you just tie it up and you're ready to use your bag. And you just want to make sure that you're using the right side. You can see the wrong side the difference between the right side and the wrong side, and your bag actually won't sit as good on the wrong side. So sometimes it just depends, but you can tell the difference. You just pick the side you like and use it. It's your bag. So thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments below. And if you would, please like and subscribe, rumble my video. I appreciate everything. Like I said, my videos are always free. I don't expect any donations, but I appreciate them. I will put my PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo links below. And you can follow me on Patreon, which I'm just getting started on, but I'll be having patterns and stuff on there. So if you're interested in following me on Patreon and supporting me monthly, that would be incredible. Thank you.